The hospital room was silent, save for the faint hum of the heart monitor and the soft whisper of rain against the window. 9-year-old Emma Turner, a bright-eyed little girl from Ohio, lay in bed clutching a faded photograph of a smiling man with silver hair and kind eyes. "That's John Kennedy," she said weakly to her mother. "He makes people happy. I just want to meet him." A broken bar just once. For most children, meeting a celebrity might be an exciting dream, but for Emma, diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of leukemia, it was her last wish. The doctors had done everything they could, but the prognosis was clear. Her time was running out. Her parents, Lisa and Mark Turner, were shattered. They'd already lost their home savings trying to afford treatments. Still, when their daughter's eyes lit up at the thought of meeting the famous actor and philanthropist John Kennedy, they knew they had to try. Lisa took to social media, posting a heartfelt video of Emma smiling through her oxygen tubes, saying softly, "Hi, Mr. Kennedy. My name's Emma, and I love your movies. You make me laugh, even when it hurts. I'd love to meet you someday." Within hours, the video began spreading like wildfire. By the next morning, it had reached over 2 million views and caught the attention of Kennedy's team. John Kennedy was in Los Angeles filming his latest movie when his assistant showed him the clip. He watched in silence, his eyes glistening. "Cancel my meetings," he said simply. "We're going to Ohio." 2 days later, the Turners received a call they would never forget. "This is John Kennedy," the voice said gently. "May I come visit Emma?" When he walked into the hospital room, dressed simply in jeans and a sweater, the little girl's face lit up brighter than ever. "You came," she whispered. Kennedy smiled, holding her tiny hand. "Of course I did. You're the bravest person I've ever met." They spent hours talking, laughing, and even watching clips from his movies on a tablet. Kennedy had brought props from his set so Emma wore his movie hat, giggling as she posed for pictures. But what touched everyone the most was when Kennedy knelt by her bed and told her, "You've reminded me what real strength looks like. You've already changed the world just by being you." A week later, Emma's condition worsened. Kennedy, who had flown back to Los Angeles, called the hospital every day. When he learned she had passed peacefully one night, surrounded by her family, he was devastated. But that wasn't the end of his connection with the Turners. At the funeral, a black SUV pulled up quietly. John Kennedy stepped out, carrying a bouquet of daisies, Emma's favorite. He hugged Lisa and Mark tightly and whispered, "I promised her I'd take care of you." The grieving parents were overwhelmed. They didn't know what he meant, but they soon would. Months later, the Turners received a letter from Kennedy's foundation. Inside was a deed to a new home, paid in full. He had also set up a college scholarship in Emma's name, dedicated to supporting children battling cancer. Emma's Light Fund, it read, would help families who couldn't afford treatments or travel for medical care. The news spread across the nation. People were moved not just by Kennedy's generosity, but by how a little girl's pure wish had inspired a wave of compassion. Donations poured in from strangers everywhere, and within a year, Emma's Light Fund had supported over 300 families. Lisa often says that Kennedy didn't just fulfill Emma's last wish, he gave their grief a purpose. "We lost our daughter," she said tearfully during a televised interview, "but through her, other children are living." And that's because one man decided to care. When asked later why he went to such lengths, John Kennedy simply said, "Emma showed me that fame means nothing if it doesn't touch lives. Meeting her changed me forever." Today, every October the month Emma Pasada Kennedy visits the Children's Hospital in Ohio, carrying a box of daisies and a smile. He spends the day talking with young patients, telling them stories, making them laugh, just as he did with Emma. The hospital now has a plaque outside its pediatric ward that reads, "In memory of Emma Turner, whose light continues to shine in every smile." The story of Emma and John Kennedy reminds us that sometimes, the smallest hearts can spark the greatest acts of kindness. One child's wish didn't just bring her joy, it ignited hope for countless others. And though Emma's voice may be gone, her legacy whispers through every life her story has touched. Love deeply, give freely, and never underestimate the power of one small wish.